Hi, this is Jamie and welcome to my channel where I talk about all my cross stitching stuff. This is my first Flosstube video, actually any YouTube video, so I'm not even sure if anyone's gonna watch this, but I wanted to bring all my stuff to the internet and let you guys see what I've been working on. So I've got a few plans for this video. I'm gonna be looking down a little bit because I've got stuff written out. I had to plan it or I wouldn't do it. So I'm gonna go through kind of an introduction with me. I'm gonna do the get to know your needle worker tag. And then I'm gonna go through some of my past finishes and how I came around to cross stitching. And then I'm gonna go through kind of a mini WIP parade. I only have 8 WIPs, so it's kind of small compared to some people. And then I'm going to briefly touch on plans and maybe a new start. So let's get started. I'm gonna try really hard to not have to edit this very much. So I've got the needle worker tag right here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. It says, where do you live? So I live in Utah, about 45 minutes to an hour south of Salt Lake. Most people know where Salt Lake is, in a city called Orton. So what do I do for a living? I work in an accounting department at a construction company. I'm in charge of payroll. So that's what I do for work. It's as unexciting as it sounds. Okay, so it says, do you have any children? I do. I have one 14-year-old daughter. It's been an adventure. Do I have any pets? I have kind of adopted my boyfriend's dog. He's in that crate over there, so he's not bugging me while I'm doing this. But he is a giant black Newfoundland poodle mix. He's about 115 pounds. I'm gonna insert a picture of him right here if I can figure out how to do that. But that's Tank, so he's our dog. We don't have any other pets besides that. What are your other hobbies besides stitching? I don't have a ton of free time, so stitching is what I primarily do. I have taken up listening to audiobooks. I used to read a lot when I was a kid, and then it just, I don't know if it was the technology age or just short attention span or what, but I really struggle reading actual books. So I've started listening to them while I'm stitching, and I watch a lot of TV and shows and stuff. I tend to rewatch things that I've already seen though when I'm stitching, just so I don't have to focus too hard on it. The Office, Parks and Rec, stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I like to watch. So what is my favorite movie? This one was hard because I like a lot of movies, but I can't even pick just one. I have a favorite trilogy of movies. I really, really love Lord of the Rings. I watch it every year, sometimes multiple times a year. I've seen it probably a dozen times through. I can quote all the lines and everything. I convinced my in-law, who has an Etsy store, he does decals for cars, windows. And so I asked them to make me this for the back of my car. It's if you've seen the first one, it's in the Fellowship of the Ring. It's the doors to the Mines of Moria. If you're a big nerd like me, you'll see how much more nerdy I am when you see what I've been stitching on. What is your favorite TV show? Like I said before, Office is probably hands down my favorite. I just love it. I've watched it through probably 5 or 6 times. But I like lots of different TV shows. I like comedies mostly. I watch a lot of stuff. What is your favorite book? This was hard for me too. I've read a lot of books. So I'm gonna have to go with probably Pride and Prejudice. I really love classic novels like that, and I just love that story. I also, the BBC version, if anybody knows what that is, with Colin Firth in it, of that story. I just love Pride and Prejudice. It's great. What is your favorite music? As you can maybe see from my shirt, I listen to a lot of rock music. My boyfriend listens to a lot of classic rock. I listen to more of the modern, harder, hard rock stuff. So, but very much prefer rock over everything else. I do listen to a wide array of things. I'm gonna skip the last question because I don't know what word describes me best, and I forgot to ask somebody. So, so that's kind of me. So in a nutshell, so I'm gonna go through my past finishes. I don't have all of them with me. 2 of them were gifts. I can show you the pattern of one. I don't have the pattern, or sorry, the finished product picture of one. My other one was gifted to my sister and her husband. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you my past finishes. So I'm gonna start with, so this is what actually got me back into cross stitching. I started cross stitching when I was a little girl. My mom taught me how. I think I was 9 or 10, and I made my mom and dad, I made them both this little, I think my mom's was #1 mom and my dad said world's best dad. I tried to find the pattern again later and I couldn't find it. So I don't have those to show you guys. And I think they just got lost when we were moving and stuff, or potentially they threw them away. I don't know. I actually haven't asked. So I did that when I was much younger. And then I just fell out of it. I felt like the patterns were very complicated and too difficult. And so I was like, oh, I can't do these. And then I think it was back in 2017, 2016. I think it's 2016 is when I was in a craft store with, I was just in a craft store and I came across this book where it was Mother and Baby Animals Cross Stitch. It's based on the paintings of Pollyanna Pickering, I think. I actually haven't read the cover yet until just now. So I saw this, and my sister is obsessed with elephants, just loves them. And so I found this little pattern in there of an elephant mom and her baby, and I thought it was freaking adorable. And so I went ahead and bought all the stuff to make it. I will insert a picture here of what it looked like when I finished and framed it and gave it to her, but she loved it and I was really excited about that. And I was like, oh, this has ignited a fire in me. I want to do more. And so my sister, who also cross stitches a little bit, she bought another book. A lot of the designs in that one I found are on the Kooler Design Studio website. And I really like a lot of their stuff. So that's the next one I'll show you. So I got this out of a book. I'm sorry, I don't have the book and I'm not sure what it's called, but like I said, if you go to Kooler Design Studios on the internet, you should find at least most of what was in there. So this is a sampler I did out of that book. I think it was called To Everything There Is a Season, which is down on the bottom. And I really loved this one. It was a lot of fun to work on. This is on just a 14 count Ada. At that point, I was like, I don't know if there's anything else I can work on. I had heard things about like linen and stuff, but so far I was just on Ada. So, but this is the first sampler I did. I really love it. I love the colors. I love autumn themed things. That's my favorite season. So yeah, I did that. Backstitching was even not too bad on this one. I was a little worried about that because backstitching is always a little intimidating, and I'd actually made my first journey into French knots, like these little apples here. Sorry, trying to figure out the camera situation. So these like little apples in the tree back here and on the ground, those are French knots. Not sure how well I did on those, but I did them. So that was the first thing I did after the elephant one. And then I don't know the order of all of these ones, but quickly I'm gonna try to insert a picture here of the one I did for my sister and brother-in-law. It's like one of those, I don't know if any of you have seen those. It's like in this house and then it's like a theme of some kind. So I've seen like Star Wars, Disney, Harry Potter. I've seen like all different kinds. So I did the Disney one for them, and I can't find it on Etsy anymore. I don't know if it got taken down or if they decided to get rid of it. I'm not sure. So I'm sorry, I don't have a link for it or anything, but so that's the finished picture of what that one looked like. That one was really fun to work on too. It was just a lot of words and like a little wand, I think. So that one was fun. And then I believe this one was the next one. I found this also on Etsy, and I am so sorry. I meant to look this up because I think it's still there and now I can't remember. If I can find it, I'll link it down below so you guys can find the pattern. So this was from, like I said, designer on Etsy. It's called Hogwarts in a Bottle, or in a Jar. I think it's Hogwarts in a Jar. You may have seen this one. It was pretty popular there for a minute. It might still be, I don't know. So it's on a 16 count Ada. I don't remember the color or where I got it. You guys, I'm not doing so hot this time around. I wrote down a lot of stuff, but not about these ones. So, so yeah, I actually decided to omit the back stitching on this one. I kind of liked the thought of it being kind of like foggy-ish through the glass kind of thing. I don't know. I didn't want the crisp detail. So this does have a lot of back stitching that should have been in there, but I didn't do it. So, but I love it the way it is. So that's what that one looks like. And if you can see, there's like modeling there on it, but it's like a pre-printed or like a printed on because the side's white. So, but yeah, 16 count Ada. I really liked how this one turned out. There's a lot of half stitches, so it went pretty quick. But yeah, I really like that one. As you can see, I don't do super hot on finishing. If it's not for someone else, and even still, I have one for my mom that I'll show you guys, but if it's not for someone else, I just don't finish it. It's a little bit of a problem. So, and again, if I'm mumbling, I apologize. I'm trying really hard to project a little bit and enunciate my words. I tend to mumble, so please let me know if I'm mumbling, but I'm trying really hard, okay? So this next one, again, I'm really sorry. I did not write down any of these. If I can find links for any of these, and I know there's two that I can't, they're not there anymore. But I think this one might still be there. Ooh, crap. Let's see if I can, this is so big. Okay, I'm sorry guys, this one's gonna be kind of see-through. So this is the Avengers Infinity Gauntlet. My daughter is really into Marvel, so I made this for her. This one was super fun. It was really easy. There's no confetti, it's just block stitching all the way. Took me like maybe a couple of months to put this one together. But this one is on, I believe this is 18 count. Might be 16, but I think it's 18 count black Ada. You guys, this one about did my eyes in. It's like, I love the look of it on the black. I think it looks really awesome. Especially it like makes the colors pop, but it just, whew, I wish I would have done like a dark gray or something. I don't think I'll ever stitch on black again. So there's that. I really liked that one. It was fun. Like I said, this one is for someone else and I still haven't framed it. So I'm working on it, guys. We're getting there. Life's been a little crazy last year, so. Okay, so the next one, I know this one is not available anymore. Someone asked me when I posted a picture on my Instagram if they could find it somewhere, and when I looked for it, it was gone. So it was probably, I would assume, copyright infringement or something. So this is one of the full coverages I've actually finished. It's pretty small. I think it was like 200 by 200, something like that. So this is on an 18 count Ada. This is Iron Man wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. Again, it's Marvel themed. And I'm not sure, I actually intended this one to go to one person, but I may not. I may switch it and give it to someone else. I haven't decided yet. So, but I really liked that one. It was really fun. There was, oh my God, a lot of confetti in that gauntlet with all those browns and stuff and around the little jewels and things, but I think it turned out really good. I really like it. So there's that one. And then the last finish I'll show you guys is a really big full coverage because I put it on 14 count. At this point, this was the big, like the first big full coverage that I did. I started it when the eclipse happened in 2017. I remember I got like all the stuff for that weekend because I lived in Idaho at the time and it was one of the prime spots for people to see the eclipse like really well. My brother-in-law actually helped like with the volunteer to like organize people and things. Sorry, I'm getting notifications. I forgot to turn those off. So I got all these things because I was like, I am not going outside when there's that many people in this town. But this is the first full coverage I did. This one is from Artisy, and I will link it because I am almost positive. And please excuse the masking tape. I didn't know any better, guys. I'm sorry. So this is the first really big one I did. Again, it was on 14 count Ada. I'm sorry for the light from the window. So I think it turned out really well. I don't really do much artsy anymore since I found some other designers I like a little bit better, but I think they did a great job on this one. I really liked it. There was decent amount of confetti, especially in the flowers, but it wasn't too bad with the confetti. I think I finished this one in like a year and a half or so. Yeah, I finished this one, I think in 2019, and my mom is still waiting for it. She loves sunflowers, and so I made this for her. And she keeps asking me about it. You guys, I'm so bad at this. Also, if anybody has suggestions on the easiest way to frame something like this, particularly yourself, I don't necessarily want to put out the expense on a framer. I will if I can't do it myself, but if anybody has ideas about how to frame something this large, I'm a little, I don't know, I'm not feeling like I know what I'm doing, so. But yeah, so those are all my past finishes. So as you can see, I kind of progressed. I found artsy, and then I kind of went into the rabbit hole of Etsy patterns, and I found a lot of cool stuff on there. Like you guys saw, just found a lot of cool stuff. So I went through there, and then I don't know if it was through Facebook or Instagram. I don't remember what I was looking at, but I stumbled upon Heaven and Earth Designs. If you guys are a stitcher and like full coverage, you know what I'm talking about. You find there and you're like, how did I not know this existed? It's just, they have so many gorgeous patterns. So I fell down the rabbit hole, and now I have a bunch of full coverage designs that I'm stitching and that I want to stitch. So we'll move on to the WIP parade, I suppose. I'm sorry, I meant to take one of these out of the frame. I use Q-snap frames. They're just most comfortable for me. And so I meant to take some of these out of the frame so you guys could see them, and I forgot to do that. So just a second while I pull this first one out. So the first one, this one, I'm gonna sort of put them in chronological order. I don't remember exactly when I started stuff. I wasn't very good at writing it down at that point. I'm actually just gonna take those two off. Sorry you guys, I'm like super lazy. I hate taking stuff out of the Q-snap and having to redo it, so I'm gonna do my best here, but this one is pretty big. So this is the first HAED I started. I still love it. I don't regret getting the max color, even though it's been a trip, you guys. Like, if you were thinking about max color, just be ready for it. It gets pretty crazy. So this is Tarot Town 2 Max Color by Ciro Marchetti. And again, this is a Heaven and Earth design. And I'm really sorry if I struggle getting this in the frame very well. So that's how far I am on this one. I have finished 14 pages. 2 of those are partials on the end, but I love this piece. I think it's gorgeous. I love the colors. I like a lot of Ciro Marchetti's work. I have another one of his that I'll show you. But that's Tarot Town 2. This is done on 25 count Magic Guide from DMC. You guys, I got so confused when I bought this fabric. So confused. Because I thought it was a 10 by 10 and it's actually a 20 by 20, which I realized later. I was like, it took me a good probably week after I got the fabric to start it because I was so confused on what was happening. But I figured it out. We're good. Right now I'm doing it 1/1 full cross, but I am considering changing to 10 stitch just because it moves so much faster. I have some other projects on 10 stitch, but we'll see. So I really like how it's turning out. I think it's really pretty. Okay, so my next one, also a HAED. This is Beloved, and both of these were from 2019. So these were the first ones I picked up. So here's my progress on Beloved. This is another pretty popular one. You've probably seen it before somewhere. God, I love the detail in this one, and it's interesting because there's only like 27 colors in this one. And it seems like they wouldn't be able to make that much detail, but it does. It's really, because like I went all the way down there thinking I was like, oh, I'm gonna do extreme cross country with black, and then I'm like, no. I got bored really fast, so I came back up and started filling in his face. That background is no joke. It's just the same like 4 or 5 colors over and over again, but it gets to me after a while. So I kind of like alternate between doing his face and then I come back to the background. So, but yeah, there's my progress on Beloved. I really, really love this one. I just got the original one. It's not flipped or anything. It's not the mini, it's just the regular size. I think I mentioned that the Tarot Town was max color, but if I didn't, it's max color. And I thought that was necessary. I felt like the detail got lost in the regular one. So, okay, so that was my second one. My third one is another HAED. You'll sense the theme pretty quickly here. So this one is North American Mammals. And you've probably seen at least one version of his mammal series. Ciro Marchetti again. He's got, I think, African and then like jungle. He's got a lot of really pretty ones, but I chose the North American one. Sorry if the light is changing here. I was trying to get this done before that happened. So this is how far I am on North American Mammals. You have the start of the owl here, and then the reindeers. I think it's a reindeer. Caribou? I don't know. I've lived in Idaho a good chunk of my life, and I really like the wildlife up there, and a lot of the stuff in here would be something I either found in Utah or Idaho. So I really like this one. Not very far in yet, but the colors are beautiful. Love the detail in here. I felt like the regular version was plenty for the detail. I'm really hoping I can get over into the I think it's a mountain lion in the middle. It's got beautiful blue eyes. I love it. Sorry. Gosh, that darn light. Hopefully you can see that okay. So that's my third one. North American Mammals. Oh, sorry. Beloved is 28 count. I think it's just an even weave I got from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I can't remember exactly where I got it from. It's just a regular 28 count, and it's 2/110 stitch. And then this one is also 28 count, but it's the easy guide, the gridded easy guide. And I started with full cross, but I switched to 10 stitch on this one as well. So that's that one. So those are number 3. Number 4. Sorry, I'm gonna have to pull this one out of the Q-snap as well. I'm gonna end up with a giant mess here, guys. I did not consider that. Okay. I have a bunch of like gram guards and needle minders and things. If you guys ever see them and want to know where I got them, I can find where I got them from. This one on, no, sorry, not the one that my sister made yet. Okay, so the next one, so North American Mammals I started in 2020. Apparently that was the only thing I started. I think I started some of those finishes in 2020, but I can't remember. Like I said, I was really bad at writing down the dates. So these are just ones that I remember writing down the dates for. So my next one is Pandemic, which you guys have probably all seen. I picked up the pattern when it was on that week where it was being given away for free. So I was really excited about that because I love it. I don't know how well you'll be able to see the modeling and stuff on this fabric, but obviously Pandemic, Long Dog samplers. This is how far I am. Again, I'm sorry for the light. You can kind of see the modeling. That's pretty true back here. So I'm doing this on 28 count Helix Lugana from Picture This Plus. I bought it from 123 Stitch. And I'm doing 1/1 full crosses. And I'm using the DMC color 939 because I bought a ton of it for another, I'm sorry you guys, I just want you to see the detail. I bought it for another project that I ended up scrapping, and I had a ton of 939 left, so I decided just to pick a fabric and use it. I love it. I love this. I want another long dog. I want a lot of long dogs. I actually have 2 on my wish list right now that I'll probably gonna start switching out when I finish one. I'll switch out for like the same kind of designer. Because I love the detail in these. I think it's gorgeous. I really like how it's turning out. And I love everybody has such a different take on it, and I love it. I've seen so many pretty combinations of colors. Okay, so that was Pandemic. The next one, sorry, I have a bag full of stuff down here. So if I can show it in the Q-Snap, I'm going to show it in the Q-Snap because, like I said, I'm lazy. So this one is Mini Loyalty. I started this one in 2021. This light is making me mad. So yeah, this is Mini Loyalty, also a Heaven and Earth design from Cherie, Gerhardt. And I started this, did I say 2021? Yeah. This is just a plain white 28 count Lugana. I think I got from crossstitchingsupplies.com. I can't remember. I really like how they searched all the edges and stuff. It was really nice. I like the fabric a lot. I'm doing this 2/1 10 stitch as well. Haven't gotten too far in yet. I have all 4 of these in a mini. The series, I think it's based on the Harry Potter houses. There's Loyalty, Cunning, Bravery, and Wisdom, and I have all 4 of those. So this will be another rotation where when I finish Loyalty, I'll pull in a different one. I started this one. I asked my daughter which one. She's a big Harry Potter fan as well. So I asked her which one to start with, and she picked Loyalty because she thinks she's a Hufflepuff. So if you want to know, I identify as a Ravenclaw. So not that anybody cares. So I really like how it's coming along. Even in a mini though, I feel like even like the details in here, a little bit's lost, but I felt like the main part where there's a badger. I'm actually almost there. The badger's head starts like right here. But I felt like it still looked pretty good on the mock-up. Shoot, I meant to be showing you guys what the finished... Oh boy. Yeah, I've royally screwed that up. I meant to be showing you guys the finished products of stuff. I'll do that in my next one when I come back. Sorry, I didn't do that this time. Oh boy, darn it, I had that so well planned. Oh well, that's okay. Maybe I'll start from here. And then if I find a way to insert pictures, maybe I'll do it for the other ones. So, that's not what I wanted. Okay. All right, so the next one is Realm of Middle Earth, extra large. And when they say extra large, they mean it. I started this one, I believe in 2020, but I restarted it in 2021. I started it on a 32 count 1/1 full cross, which I thought 28 count was hard on my eyes. 32 count, it got so thick that it was like hurting my hands to put the needle through the fabric. So I restarted it in 2021. I don't know if I mentioned it. This is from Tilton Crafts. Yeah. So this is, now that I remember what I'm doing, so this is the mock-up of what it should look like at the end. And I'm up in the corner up here. Sorry if you hear any noises. I'm next to a street, and my roommate's at home. So, okay. So that's what it'll look like when it's all done. This is how far I'm in. I actually just finished this page yesterday. And I also posted it on my Instagram. So if any of you look at my Instagram, which I don't know if any of you do, I do have, I'll put the tag in right here. But it's at cross stitch in chill. So it said N and was taken. So this is how far I am. I started this one on the diagonal. I like it, but at the same time, I like kind of filling in this and then moving it and then filling it in. So this was it made it a little bit difficult to do that because I'm like, I'm gonna get so far over here and I'm still gonna have a bunch. So open to keep stitching and I'm gonna have to move it. And as we've discussed, I hate moving the Q-snap. If I don't have to do it, I won't. So, but yep, I finished this page. I think these pages are smaller than the HAED. I think they're only like 5,600 stitches when HAEDs are like upwards of 8,000. So they go a little bit quicker. And this one's done 2/1 10 stitch on 28 count easy count. I don't remember what it's called. So yeah, I love it. So glad I restarted this. It's moving way faster and it's much more enjoyable to stitch on. So sorry, I'm trying to get past that light. Not very many colors yet. I mean, I think there's only like 42 colors total, but yeah. So there's my map. People think I'm crazy for stitching that out, but I'm enough of a Lord of the Rings nerd that I don't really care. I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, so my next one, so Heaven and Earth Designs, the official HAED group, they give away, they announce like grab bags every so often, and I got one. And one of the patterns in it was this next WIP that I'm on, and I paid to have the PDF version because once I started using Pattern Keeper for full coverage, it's like, I can't go back. There's no going back. So this one is Gardener's Paradise, and I started this in 2021. The artist is Dona Gelsinger. Like I said, it's charted by HAED. I have the tiniest of starts. If I could remember to show you guys what it looks like. So this is the mock-up. So I'm way up here in the corner. This is another one that I'm hopefully gonna do for my mom. It's really big, so may or may not get finished. I do love it though. It's got a lot of bright colors, and I really love things that have a lot of bright colors in them. That's why I love my Tarot Town 2 so much. I'm sorry, I'm losing the light a little bit. So that's where I am, not very far, but I'm having fun with that one. This is also on the same fabric that Beloved is on. It's a 28 count, just an even weave. I don't remember if it's Lugana or not and what the fabric maker is, but yeah, 28 count. I'm switching this one. I started with full cross, but I am probably going to be switching this one to 10 stitch as well. Okay, so that brings me to my last WIP. So this is, actually I have a page for this one. So this is Winter Sampler. I restarted this in 2022. I believe I started it for the first time in 2021. I started it on a 32 count linen, not linen, it was an even weave. I think it was just like a Lugana. Don't remember I think it was ivory. And I started it and I like the way it was turning out. I don't like having to do that much brain work. Of having to like do the, like skip a hole, and so I didn't want to have to use my brain that much. So I restarted it on a 18 count, 18 count Ada. It's antique white. So this is what it would look like when it's done. A lot of this, like in here and like behind these objects and stuff, it's a lot of open space. It's just back stitching, so it's not a full coverage. But I really like it so far. This is from the Kooler Design Studios, designed by Sandy Orton. It's the same, I believe it's the same artist as the one that did the Autumn sampler that I've already done. So there's that. And then here I am so far. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to see. I've started filling in this banner, but the color is kind of similar to the background. So I've got the start of the clock here and the New Year banner. And the little diamond with the skier in it, and then these little like background pieces. They've got like a village at night, so I started that. And I'm doing this on a paper pattern, so it's gonna have some hard lines because I'm not gonna try to go across. You can kind of see there's outlines of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is like a countdown for New Year's. I haven't decided yet. I want all of the seasonal ones that she made. There's spring, summer, fall, and winter. I started on the winter, obviously. I want to get all 4 of them, but I haven't decided if I want to finish this one, then start the next one, or work on them in the season and try to get like a page or 2 finished during the season. So if I do that, I would need to buy the spring one, but I haven't decided yet. So I said the fabric. Okay. All right. So those are all my WIPs. I have a ton in the queue, lots of things on my wish list. I'm gonna go ahead and move into a little bit of plans. So I'm not part of any challenge groups or anything. I was last year. I did a lot of challenges and then life really got in the way and I got thrown off, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just stitching what I want. It doesn't matter. And I kind of liked that better. I may jump in with the full coverage fanatics just to see how many 22,000 stitches I can get. I am a fairly fast stitcher. I have a decent amount of free time. I do work, but I have a good 2 to 3 hours usually in the evening most nights, so I usually stitch during that time. But yeah, so my plan is kind of, I prefer more of a rotation, because if I don't do that and I don't like stick with the order, I'll have pieces that just languish forever. And I want all of them to get done. So I keep pressing the wrong button on here. Darn it. There we go. So I'm going to be rotating through all my projects. I'm probably, what I was going to plan to do is on full cross projects, sorry, words. Full cross ones, I'll do 500 and then switch, 500 stitches and then switch. And then on 10 stitch ones, I'll do 1,000 stitches and then switch. Cause that's about, when I get burnt out, about 2 to 3 days in, I'm like, okay, I need something else to look at. So that's really my plan. I'm planning to be back every week. It may be a bi-weekly thing. It just kind of depends on how much I can get done in a week, which I'm not 100% sure. I haven't tried to track that or anything. Sorry, I'm still getting over a cold a little bit. My throat's drying out. Sorry if that was loud. So anyway, so that's really my plan with my cross stitching for now. I am looking at starting this one pretty soon. I have a good 30 of the colors already. I think it calls for like 105. So I'm going to be starting this one. This is the epic Pokemon from Lord Libidin. I don't know. I am really sorry if I butchered that like really bad. So yeah, I want to start this one. This is generation 1. It's for my boyfriend. He's really into Pokemon. And he said generation 1 was his favorite. So that's what I want to start. So I might be starting that one. Like I said, I have a decent amount of the colors. I just need to get fabric and the rest of the colors. So anyway, so that's everything I was going to show you guys today. If you have any comments, suggestions, questions, feel free to leave them down below. I will link as much stuff as I can remember, or if I can find it, in the description box. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys find time to do what makes you happy, and I will see you next time. Bye.